Today, I'm in a county where it's thought a fabled British king began his final journey to the West Indies. So, where am I? Find out in just a moment. Our buyer today, who's looking for a rural home for himself and his fiancée, has brought his cousin along to help him.
This hits the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Exactly how helpful he actually proves to be is another matter.
I'm thinking sauna, gym.
I could see a bar going in there, yeah.
A bar? You're supposed to be the voice of reason.
Today I'm in Herefordshire and this is King Arthur's Cave near Symonds Yat. Now no one is really sure how this cave system got its name, but in 1695 a Paleolithic skeleton of a giant man and a spear were discovered inside and the enigma surrounding its identity began. Some linked the remains to a legendary British prince who fought off hordes of Anglo-Saxon armies, while others claim the bones belonged to King Arthur. Unfortunately, the true identity will never be known after a local surgeon took the skeleton on a sea voyage to Jamaica. Sadly, the ship sank and the bones were lost forever. And although myth and mystery has always surrounded King Arthur's Cave, there is no doubting the historic beauty of the Herefordshire countryside. Situated in the West Midlands, Herefordshire borders Worcestershire to the east and Wales to the west. The lush agricultural landscape here is well known for its bountiful apple orchards. There are more than 9,500 acres of them, and they produce more than half of Britain's cider. Carving a sinuous and scenic pathway through the county is the River Wye, one of the first major rivers to be designated a site of special scientific interest along its entire length. On its banks lie many wonderful historic settlements, including picturesque Ross-on-Wye with its striking 17th century market house and towering 700-year-old church. The town's quiet, unspoilt charm is shared by the entire county and is what gives this special region such an enduring appeal. With such a stunning backdrop, it may surprise you to learn that property values in Herefordshire are equally as attractive. The average price of a detached house here is currently nudging just over £258,000. That's around £7,000 below the national figure. And with just 220 residents per square mile, it's one of the most rural and sparsely populated counties in England. And to put that in context for you, Greater London has 13,500 residents per square mile, so it's no wonder that people are eager to move to this peaceful and beautiful county. Let's see if that's one of the reasons today's buyer has chosen Herefordshire as his future home. Gareth, who's an airline pilot, has been living in Bridgend, west of Cardiff, in Wales. Home has been this 6-bedroom property since it was built 11 years ago. But next year, he's getting married, and he and fiancée Sophia are both ready for a quieter pace of life and are keen to find their first home together in the country.
I'm really excited about this move because it's a massive lifestyle change and it's what I've been longing for. It can't come quick enough.
Sophia, who also has a career in the airline industry, is often out of the country for work. So Gareth has enlisted his cousin and close friend Stephen to help him with the search.
He's a lot older than me, so, you know, a whole year.
Not quite a whole year.
Almost a year, but he's a voice of reason, so I've brought him along to kind of help me out with this project. He's a bit of a mentor, really. He's somebody I look up to and admire.
He's very impulsive, very driven, funny. He's very generous and always help you out. He's a million miles an hour, basically.
Gareth and Sophia have chosen Herefordshire as the county they'd like to begin their new life in, and Gareth has strategically pinpointed a specific area within it.
I've decided to move to the area of Ross-on-Wye. You've got the Forest of Dean, some beautiful countryside there. And what it means for us is she's just an hour from her family, I'm an hour from my family, and we also get the option of just having a peaceful lifestyle there.
When it comes to home owning, Gareth is quite the handyman and isn't afraid of a project.
Over the years, I've built several extensions. I converted the attic, and then my garage I turned into a gym, put sauna in there, and then I didn't have a garage anymore, so I built another garage, and then I built an annex above that because it seemed pointless to build a garage and not put something above it.
I think you've been a self-taught plumber, self-taught carpenter.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
I'll be a master of your flying.
Yeah, just the flying. I'm okay with the flying.
Flying is most definitely Gareth's big passion. He's been at it since he was 18 years old, and as well as being a commercial pilot, he runs his own flying school.
At the moment, I have 3 training aircraft, and just for a bit of fun, I have an ex-RAF fighter jet, which, well, it's actually a jet trainer, so as a hobby, I fly around in that.
Having always lived quite a high-speed, jet-set lifestyle, even Gareth is a little surprised by his newfound desire for a quiet country existence.
It'd be nice to just walk out the front door in the morning and then just go for a walk on your own, peaceful, listen to the birds. Sounds a bit boring, really, doesn't it?
It's not like you.
I know. Well, midlife crisis.
To ensure they're not too far from both of their families, we're sticking to Gareth and Sophia's chosen area around Ross-on-Wye, staying within half an hour's drive of the town. I'm meeting up with Gareth and cousin Stephen to learn some more about the move.
Welcome to Herefordshire, gentlemen. Gareth, Stephen, lovely to meet you. But we are, of course, missing a fiancé.
We are. Unfortunately, Sophie is a little bit busy at the moment, so I'm sort of going on ahead to scout the area.
And Stephen, what will you be bringing to proceedings?
Well, I've grown up with Gareth since we were 2 years old. I know him very well, but he is very impulsive, and hopefully I can bring a calming influence to help him find the right house.
Gareth, what's on your property wish list?
A nice spacious property with a nice sized kitchen and possibly a dining area that's adjacent to the kitchen, maybe even open plan, something with a nice garden. And the ideal situation would be a little bit of land associated with the property. And if I really got lucky, something big enough to land a light aircraft in.
How much space would you need to land a plane?
Ideally, say 300 or 400 metres.
It's the first time I've had that request, but I'll put it on my list.
Yeah.
What about the look and feel of a property?
I like houses with a bit of character, a nice shape to them, not just a square box.
What are your deal breakers, your absolute no-nos?
A house that's overlooked, you know, we're very, very close neighbours. That's a big thing.
I think Soph said to remind you, no beams.
No beams, yeah.
Why don't you like beams?
It's just low beams. I don't want to go on my hands and knees and crawl to the bathroom.
OK, I'll keep that in mind.
OK.
Stephen, as the outsider to the relationship, where do you think the compromises will be made?
From Sophia's point of view, I think the compromises would be more outside than inside. There wouldn't be a compromise on the
She doesn't
kitchen.
need somewhere to land a
She
plane.
doesn't need to land the plane.
She's all right
no.
about
She's
that.
She's fine. I think Sophia would want the inside, the kitchen, dining, entertaining area as the fundamental part of the house.
So remind us of your budget.
My budget I've set for this is 450,000, and because I like to negotiate maybe properties slightly above that.
So there is a little bit of wiggle room.
There is, yeah.
Well, we've got 3 fantastic properties for you to choose from. Let's get going.
Thanks. Do it. Great.
With a generous budget of £450,000, Gareth and Sophia are hoping to find a characterful, detached home in a rural setting that's not overlooked. They'd like a generous kitchen that they can entertain in, 4 bedrooms and a good-sized garden. And if the budget allows it, a bit of extra land would be a bonus. We've lined up 3 properties for the guys to have a look at, and with each of them, I'll get them to have a guess at the price before I reveal it. One will be the mystery house, which definitely has character, but will it be the kind of character that Gareth and Sophia are envisaging?
So, Gareth, not only are you trying to find a house, you're also, of course, getting married.
I am.
2 of the most stressful things that a couple can do, and you're doing them together.
I know, it's pretty tough, but we're kind of taking it in turns to take care of different things. You know, Soph's dealing with most of the wedding things, and I'm doing the scouting around for houses, and hopefully we'll get it all done at the same time, in time.
We begin our house hunt 7 miles south of Ross-on-Wye in the wonderfully unique village of Simmons Yat. The community is actually divided in two by the River Wye. There's Simmons Yat West on the Herefordshire side of the river and Simmons Yat East on the opposite bank in Gloucestershire. The nearest bridge is 5 miles away, so the only way to cross directly between the two is via an unusual hand-powered rope ferry. This simple system has been used here from as far back as Roman times and since then has transported soldiers, farm produce, mail and curious visitors. Our first property is on the Herefordshire side of the river in Simmons Yat West.
So, what do you think of house number 1?
It's very pretty.
Yeah, it is pretty.
Ideal location, good access to the roads. Obviously, we're on a hill here at the moment, which is a little bit higher than I was expecting.
But we got told you like the high life as
yes,
a pilot, so...
yeah.
And the property itself, it's been modernised a couple of times, had a couple of extensions, so there's a lot more than you can just see here.
Okay.
Yeah, it does look a little bit small from this angle.
Let's get inside.
Okay, then.
The recent extensions were added by the current owners in 2010, but the original cottage is thought to date back as far as 300 years.
So you walk right into the kitchen. And this is actually one of the extensions, so the original cottage ended here. So this has
Right.
all been put in the last few years.
Okay.
What do you think about the size of it?
It's a little bit small to what I'm used to.
The kitchen itself, the shaker style, is lovely. I just think for your entertaining, this would be too small for Sophia.
Right.
The kitchen, I know you said you wanted something quite open, does lead straight into the dining room,
Yeah.
so let me show you that.
Okay, then.
So the family that live here, obviously they're in the middle of a move, hence the boxes.
Yeah. My first thoughts are, you know, you could possibly, with a bit of development, make this a bit more open plan and create this exact space that I was thinking of. So the kitchen could extend into here. Yeah.
I mean, I love the fire, I love the cottage feel, but I
Yeah,
don't think the
it's
floor
really-
goes with it whatsoever.
I don't agree because all my furniture's modern. My dining table's marble, and it's a light marble, so it'd work beautifully
He's
on
already
this.
moving his furniture in.
Moving through into the second new extension, we pass through a utility area and a handy boot room.
So the family use this as their lounge. This is their second extension.
Right.
You've seen the downstairs now. What are your thoughts?
That open space feel, I'm not getting it at the moment
No.
in this house, even though it's beautiful and I like the character inside with all the shapes. It just seems a bit more compact to what I'm used to.
Well, this property has the 4 bedrooms that you asked for. Should we go and have a look at them? Because maybe that might change your mind
Okay,
about this
yeah,
property.
that'd be great.
Upstairs, the family bathroom with its floor-to-ceiling limestone tiles should, I think, match Gareth's taste for simple, modern interiors. Of the 4 bedrooms, the 3 that are in the old, original part of the house have fairly modest dimensions, but directly above the living room we've just seen in the rear extension is the 4th bedroom, which is larger, so we've earmarked it as Gareth and Sophia's.
Before you look around the master itself, look at the views.
Wow,
No, that is nice.
look at that.
Imagine
So
waking up to that every day.
It's like a painting, not a window,
And here you've got
Okay.
an ensuite
right?
and a walk-in wardrobe in there.
And by having the walk-in wardrobe, obviously there's a lot more space in the bedroom. You know, my feelings at this stage are it's absolutely beautiful property. You know,
It's too small.
it's got a lot of character. It's just a bit small, isn't it, Steve, for me?
For you and Soph
Yeah,
and your lifestyle, yeah.
Okay, so not enough space inside for you, but actually there's a lot of outside space. So let's go and see that.
Okay, okay,
And then start thinking about the price.
okay.
A bit of an underwhelming response to the house, and it's clear that size is the issue. Outside, though, as well as a gravelled patio area and a generous terrace garden, there's a decent-sized paddock. With its sloping hillside setting, Gareth won't be able to fulfil his home landing strip fantasy, but there's definitely scope to keep a few animals.
So this is the main part of the garden, but this property actually comes with 1¼ acres of land.
Okay.
And it's actually planning permission for a big garage up near the
right,
paddock, which is
okay.
on the other side of the house.
Sure.
So there is potential for you to build more space.
Yeah, I was thinking more of a square field sitting on a driving lawnmower, difficult to manage on such a steep hill. The overwhelming observation is the view. You know,
Yeah.
it's just
Stunning, isn't
stunning. If it's a view you're after, this is the place to be, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's time to guess the price of the property. I'm going to ask you first, Gareth. What do you think this property is on the market for?
Well, my guess would be 350,000.
OK, what about you, Stephen?
429,950.
Well, the property is actually on the market for £415,000. And you were quite a bit under your budget and the actual price. Do you think that's a reflection on what you feel about the property?
I think it's more of a case of what I would be prepared to pay.
Well, there is some land on the other side of the property that you both haven't seen yet. So do you want to go and have a look at that and then come and find me?
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, go and have a wander around.
All right.
OK, thanks a lot.
Thanks.
See you in a bit.
After you go.
Cheers.
So, I think it's quite clear. They love the location, but not the property. It's not for them. Onwards and upwards, eh?
£35,000 below Gareth and Sophia's maximum budget, this characterful hillside cottage has a smart, recently built kitchen with an adjoining formal dining room. In the rear extension, there's a good-sized living room, and upstairs there are 4 bedrooms. Outside, there's the large garden they're hoping for, as well as a bonus paddock, and although it's on a slope, it means there are exceptional views.
There's nice character inside, but overall, it was just not as much space as I've been used to.
I think Sophia would like certain elements of the house, but I think she'd struggle with the kitchen aspect. It's not big enough for the way they entertain.
It's beautiful. It's got fantastic views. Sadly, it's not for me.
I'm not expecting them to have changed their mind. Definitely not for you.
I don't think so.
Hopefully, better luck with house number 2.
Okay.
Let's go.
Herefordshire's attractive, unspoilt countryside is dotted with an abundance of beautifully preserved 16th and 17th century timber-framed buildings made of wood sourced from the local forests. Forested areas are still an important resource for the county, which contains a third of all of the West Midlands' documented ancient woodland. And at privately owned Childerwood, all logging is carried out pretty much the way it would have been done when those half-timbered houses were first built, exclusively employing the formidable power of horses. Gareth, who's toying with the idea of keeping horses when he moves to the country, along with cousin Stephen, are meeting up with Mike Paddock, one of the horse loggers who works here.
Welcome to Childerwood.
So what are the real benefits of horse logging over using machinery?
Well, we're eco-friendly. We're not burning huge amounts of diesel.
Yeah.
We don't cause as much compaction to the ground as the large tractors do. Also, we make sure that the trees that we're pulling don't damage the trees that are standing.
Mike, who's always had a passion for horses, was the first successful applicant for a recently established horse logging apprenticeship scheme, which is backed by the Prince of Wales, who's used horse logging on the Duchy estate. Mike has 7 working heavy horses, which he's trained himself, and his top performer is 8-year-old stallion Remco.
So the commands for Remco are alley up to move forward.
Yeah.
Brrr,
To stop.
brrr to stop.
Yeah.
Yeek.
Yeek.
Is yeek.
Yeek.
Brrr is right. And with the reins, if you think of it as handlebars on a bike, so it's just like
So
riding
it's a
from
combination of moving the hands and giving the command as
That's
well
it,
at the
yeah.
same time, yeah?
And we use the commands because we can't use our legs, because we're not sitting on the horse.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Remco is a Brabant, which is a Flemish breed favoured by horse loggers. With shorter legs than pure Shire horses, their weight is lower to the ground, which gives them more pulling power, and they have the gentle nature and willingness to work, which is so important for the job.
It's like a radio-controlled horse.
This is your autopilot.
Alley up.
Pull it
Left.
back, that's it. You got it. So try and keep a bit of pressure on both those reins, so slow down a bit. That's it.
By the 1980s, horse logging, which dates back as far as 10,000 years, had almost been completely replaced by machinery. But in recent years, landowners and organisations including the National Trust and the Forestry Commission are beginning to see the advantages of this low-impact approach to forestry management,
You're flying solo, Steve.
and are increasingly choosing horse loggers over heavy machinery.
You need to roll your tongue.
Can't get it out.
It looks like Stephen may require a few more lessons before he can claim horse whisperer status. Gareth, though, is going to test his newfound skills by moving a freshly felled log from the forest up to the road.
Keep your hands together and lower them. That's it. So this is nothing. He could have probably 8 or 9 of these behind him before he started feeling the weight.
As well as extracting timber, the horses carry out many other tasks, including transporting equipment and controlling bracken and brambles, which they crush by pulling heavy rollers, providing a clean alternative to chemicals.
And stop there, boss. So now we're going to take this log off.
Having unlocked an aptitude for horsemanship, maybe Gareth has found a grounding rural activity that would provide the perfect counterbalance to his busy flying schedule. Continuing our search, we journey 7 miles east, just over the border into Gloucestershire, to the village of Rawdene, which is a quarter of an hour's drive from Ross-on-Wye. Nestled on a hillside with exceptional views, it's hard to imagine this peaceful settlement was once an important industrial centre for iron ore and coal, and was home to smelting furnaces, forges and mines. With its gorgeous and today very peaceful setting within the Forest of Dean, there's plenty of scope for those secluded walks Gareth is hankering for. And the house we're about to look at is just a few minutes' drive away.
I want your thoughts on house number 2.
It's very impressive. A lot bigger than house number 1. Fantastic location. Yeah, it looks nice.
I'm glad this is sounding more positive already.
Yeah, this one's a nice shape.
The windows are stunning.
It's beautiful.
Well, let's get inside.
Okay.
The house, which is made of stone from a local quarry, is thought to date back to 1790. 14 years ago, the previous owners added a sizable 2-storey extension. We're starting off in the original part of the house.
This would be your lounge. Is this to your style and taste?
It's quite rustic, isn't it? The walls inside.
You wanted character?
Yeah, it's got character and it's a bit more spacious. And I think because the ceilings are a bit higher than the last one we looked at.
Obviously, the decor isn't your style, but there's loads of potential for you to put your stamp, yours and Sophia's stamp on this room.
I love these sash windows. Traditional sash windows are beautiful.
So far so good?
Yeah, very much so. And I'd like to see some more of the house if possible.
Into the kitchen we go.
Heading back via the very spacious entrance hall, we move through to the more recently built extension.
How's this for an entertaining space?
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's more like it, more like what I was after.
This hits the nail on the head.
Yeah, it's spacious. It's got the gas hob, which I know Soph wants, and the sink is what she wants. I'm sure this will go down well.
And off the living room area, there's a cloakroom, a utility room.
Oh, wow.
And lovely doors out into your garden.
You can open the
Inside,
doors.
outside.
You are going to have to make a compromise, though, because upstairs you asked for 4 bedrooms.
All right.
There are 5.
5?
Yeah.
Oh, right. I wasn't
That's the
expecting
compromise you'd like, isn't it?
Yeah.
Should we go?
Okay.
Upstairs, there's a family bathroom with a wonderful original exposed stone wall. The 5 bedrooms also have some beautiful original features, which are all of a fairly good size. The smallest of them has a built-in mezzanine bed, and the largest, which occupies the new extension, we've saved for Gareth and Sophia.
Welcome to the master bedroom.
Wow.
Beautiful.
I think it's more like a master suite, actually.
Yeah.
That is stunning.
Oh, I love it. And I'm starting to like beams all of a sudden.
Yes.
Oh, you won't hit your head on those ones?
No, it looks almost church-like.
You're both looking up, but you haven't looked out there. There's also a balcony that looks
wow.
out
Missed
into
that.
your garden.
Yeah, I did miss that. Yeah.
And what would Sophia think about this?
Oh, she'd love this.
Is that an ensuite?
This is an ensuite.
Wow.
What?
It's like almost the size of a bedroom in there.
That's huge. There's a roll-top bath.
That's
And a shower, so
Yeah, and a
you've
shower,
got
and
all
a
your
roll-
bases covered there.
This is bigger than most family
The roll-top
bathrooms.
bath was another thing on the list.
You're ticking all of
I am.
Sophia's boxes here.
I know, I am.
No, you are, because you found it.
Well, I didn't want to say, but thank you.
No, I'm
Yeah,
It's
lovely.
just... Sam, I'm lost so many words. To be
Yeah.
honest.
I think you're about to put an offer in.
I tell you what, if he
Forget
does it, I
Gareth.
might.
Yeah, you're supposed to be the voice of reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm really thrilled by their reaction to this house, which has been quite a contrast to the way they received the first property. It does, however, come with less land. There's about 1/3 of an acre here, and I'm hoping this won't dampen their enthusiasm. What it does have, though, is really beautiful. The garden is wonderfully established, with plenty of mature shrubs and trees, and there's a bonus feature that I think Gareth might approve of.
This is your south-facing garden.
Beautiful.
And this is a summer house.
Oh, wow.
I'm thinking sauna, gym,
You took the words right out of my mouth.
yeah,
I could see a bar going in there, yeah.
a bar. You're supposed to be the voice of reason.
As we've found out, he's not always going to be that voice of reason.
Backfired this up.
So, have you already moved in?
Almost. It all depends on the price. I got a funny feeling you might have been a bit cruel and found me a house I can't afford.
Let's start with you this time, Stephen. What do you think it's on the market for?
462.
Gareth, what do you think?
I'd say probably nearer my budget, maybe 445.
The property is on the market for just under £400,000 at 399,950.
Right. Wow.
So you would have an extra 50,000 in your budget to make any changes
Yeah.
and improvements that you'd want to make.
Well, there are a few small changes, but it ticks a lot of boxes. It's going to be a nice place to live, I think.
Why don't you both go and have a look at the summer house, see what you might want to do with it, whether the gym and sauna would fit in there. And I'm going to go and have a cup of tea.
Okay.
£50,000 below Gareth and Sophia's maximum budget, this attractive period house has the space thereafter and more. There's the large open-plan kitchen that got the nod of approval from Gareth, and 5 spacious bedrooms, including that impressive master suite. It doesn't come with a bonus paddock, but there's a lovely mature garden and a wonderful stone summer house.
Oh, wow.
This is a nice space. There's a lot you could do with this. I mean, I could put the sauna down in the corner.
Yeah.
And there's still enough room to have a full gym in here.
Yeah, you could get some flat-screen TVs on the wall.
Yeah, you've got gas and electricity. It's almost like a self-contained little annex, really, to the house. All the features that I was looking for seem to be here, and with very few changes required. I know there's one more to see tomorrow. I'm excited about that, but at the moment it looks like there's one in the bag. So I'm keen to get Sophia down to have a look, and then we can move forward.
I think he is quite excited about this particular place, and it's going to be very difficult to stop him putting his hand in his wallet at the moment.
Do you still absolutely love it?
I do, yeah. It ticks all the boxes.
Yeah, it gets my endorsement.
Great. Not a bad way to end day one.
No,
Let's
definitely.
go.
We're halfway through our house hunt in Herefordshire, and with a budget of £450,000, soon-to-be married pilot Gareth, with the help of his cousin Stephen, is leaving his home on the outskirts of Cardiff and looking for somewhere to start a quieter kind of life with his fiancée. Still to come, there's a case of discombobulation with the mystery house.
You're messing with my head. I thought I knew what I wanted, but I never even
That's what I'm here for.
And I unlock an ancient manuscript at a very unusual library.
It's day 2 of our property search, and yesterday was full of extremes, with both Gareth and Stephen being fairly clear about their views. They loved one house, the other one, not so much. I'm hoping today's mystery house will really challenge them, because we've thrown in a couple of Gareth's deal breakers, but the property also features some big items on his wish list.
Travelling 25 miles across the border back into Herefordshire, we reach the tiny hamlet of Kerrysgate, which is half an hour's drive from Ross-on-Wye, and the final stop on our search. A handy place to pick up provisions 5.5 miles away is the attractive village of Peterchurch, which has a beautiful setting in the scenically stunning Golden Valley. All around the village there is fabulous walking to be had, as well as spectacular views of the Black Mountains. About a 10-minute drive away is our final offering.
Boys, may I present to you your mystery house?
Wow.
Can you tell why it's a mystery?
Not immediately.
It's got a lot of timber framing,
Yeah.
which means a lot of beams, some low ceilings.
Is there?
Yes.
Right.
One of your other big no-nos was you didn't want to be overlooked, and of course you've got neighbours
Yeah.
that do overlook onto your
Okay.
property and your garden.
Yeah.
I know I've thrown a lot of information at you, and your minds are ticking. So let's get inside.
Okay.
This beautiful oak-timbered house is Grade 2 listed and dates back to the 1700s. Since then, 2 extensions have been added to it.
Into the hallway we go. When I said low ceilings, I really did mean low ceilings.
So I feel like I've walked into a fairy tale home.
Let me take you into the kitchen.
Okay.
Okay.
I know it's small,
Yeah.
but actually there's a sort of second kitchen stroke utility room
Right.
through there.
Yeah.
And I did speak to the owner earlier, who said that she did inquire about knocking down that wall,
Right.
but never ended
Okay.
up really doing it.
That is an option.
It's a different feel to it slightly. I don't...
I think it doesn't feel that small.
You guys are keeping me on my toes, because that's the bit that you didn't like about the first house.
Yeah, I think, but you've got to put it into context in terms of the house style.
Oh, you were allowed to change your mind. Don't worry about that.
It's just so much character in this house.
I think that's the key, the character.
Yeah.
Let's go into your dining room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stunned into silence.
It's magnificent.
Beautiful. Yeah. Very spacious.
You're saying spacious, but low ceilings, exposed beams everywhere. How are you feeling about those?
It is low ceilings, but the room's quite wide and quite long. There's plenty of light coming in.
I can tell by the character that this is impressing, Gareth.
Yeah. Oh, it is impressing me.
Shall I
Okay.
show you a new element of the house?
Okay. Yep.
The lounge.
Great. Wow, that fireplace is magnificent.
This is my favourite room downstairs.
I think they've done this fantastically and in keeping with the old style of the house. I've just noticed out the window.
Fantastic.
The owner said to me that on a sunny day you can see right to the Black Mountains.
Wow. Reminds me I'm still close to Wales. You're messing with my head. I thought I knew what I wanted, but I never even
That's
thought...
what I'm here for.
I never even thought of a place like this, you know, like a quaint cottage and, you know...
Said you
it's
wanted
just-
character.
I know, it's got more character than you could ever wish for, isn't it, this place?
I'm very pleasantly surprised that Gareth seems to actually like the fairly low beams here, and I think he is too. Which is a good thing, because they're a real feature upstairs in the family bathroom and in some of the 4 bedrooms, all of which are good-sized doubles and have windows offering plenty of light.
I think this would be the master bedroom that you would use, Gareth.
Right.
Because it has an ensuite attached.
Yeah.
Now, I know it's not as big as the master in House 2,
Yeah.
but the advantage you have with this property is the other 3 bedrooms are also double bedrooms.
Right. But this, you know, this is big enough.
If you were to move into this place, Gareth, would you be prepared to buy another vehicle?
Definitely. There's never enough vehicles for a man.
Because you did mention a sit-on lawnmower.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I think this garden could accommodate that.
Okay.
Shall we go and have a look?
Yeah, let's have a look.
But it's not just the garden he'll be attending to. This place also has 3 paddocks, a veggie plot, a recently built stable block, and even a wildlife pond.
You would have almost 2 acres of land with this
Wow.
property.
Yeah.
Is there enough room to land a plane here?
Maybe a microlight, but you could definitely land a few helicopters.
More vehicles to buy, which you
Yeah.
said you were up for.
I'm sure he will.
You know, day one we went to see some horses, and we would love to have some horses. And after seeing the first 2 properties, I thought maybe I was going to have to put that to one side. But now
You've got stables
we've
here.
Got stables, so this is just magnificent. It's got the character, it's got the land, it's got the views.
You did say, though, that being overlooked, especially into your garden, was a deal breaker.
It might be a very small compromise to make to live in such a fantastic location.
Should we find out
beautiful.
how much you might need to spend? How much do you think it's on the market for?
I'm guessing it's going to be over budget, this one. So I'm guessing about 480, 490.
What about you, Stephen?
I think 4,699.50.
Oh, it is actually on for just under £500,000 at 499,995.
Right. Okay.
But we have spoken to the owner, and she is willing to negotiate.
Wow.
You did say you had some wiggle room.
I did, yeah.
Thank you.
It's time to wiggle.
Yeah.
Although this wonderful Grade 2 listed home is almost £50,000 above Gareth and Sophia's budget, it does have plenty to justify using that wiggle room, including a large, elegant dining room and 4 generous, characterful bedrooms. Outside in the almost 2-acre plot, there are stables, ample grazing for a couple of horses, and there's even space for a helipad or 2.
The best thing about this house for me is the fact that there's so much to the property other than just the house, and it would be the type of house where you could invite your family and friends and just have a sense of pride of knowing that when they come, they're going to love it.
As we were walking round, Gareth's excitement was growing and growing and growing.
Oh, wow. Look at this, Steve.
It was almost like a little child opening a Christmas present and getting everything that he'd ever wanted in that present.
You happy?
Yep.
Oh, I think it's been a life-changing couple of days for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, yeah. Amazing.
need to-
Roller coaster.
We need to go and sit down and
Yeah.
have a good old chat.
Yeah.
Let's go.
OK.
In the heart of Herefordshire lies the county town of Hereford, which in the 7th century was the capital of the Saxon kingdom of Mercia. The stunning centrepiece to the town is its spectacular cathedral, which dates back to the 11th century and is one of Britain's oldest ecclesiastical buildings. It bears many extraordinary treasures, but perhaps the most celebrated and precious of all is its Mappa Mundi, an intriguing medieval map painted on a single sheet of vellum or calfskin, which is recognised by UNESCO as an exceptionally important artefact. Today, I'm having the privilege of being shown this unique relic by the cathedral's Chancellor, Canon Chris Pullin.
Wow. So this is the Mappa Mundi.
It certainly is. It's the largest medieval world map in existence. It was made around 1300, and it seems to have been at Hereford Cathedral since it was made.
And what exactly does it show?
It shows the habitable part of the northern hemisphere. It's centred upon Jerusalem because it's a map of spiritual significance rather than geographical information, although there is some geographical information in it.
And show us where Britain is. So that's Europe.
Yes, Britain's there.
Oh, yes.
Quite prominent.
This labyrinth of intricate drawings depicts 420 cities and towns, 15 biblical events, as well as plants, animals, and mythical creatures, and provides a fascinating insight into how 13th century scholars interpreted the world in spiritual and geographical terms.
And so all these dark areas.
That's the sea, and originally it was a beautiful emerald green colour, but it's oxidised over the years and it's got dirty as well, so it looks very unattractive to us, but the original Mappa absolutely glowed with colour.
The map is housed in a temperature-controlled building that was purpose-built in the 1990s to preserve the priceless artefact. But the building also houses another of the cathedral's remarkable treasures, a chained library. From the Middle Ages until around the 18th century, chaining reference books was quite a common practice. But today, very few of these libraries remain even partially intact. Overseeing the cathedral's exceptional collection is librarian Dr. Rosemary Furman.
Hello, Rosemary.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Lovely to meet you, and what an unusual library.
It is. It's the only one that survives that still has all the books chained. It's a way of letting lots of people sit down and read the books at the same time without the books being in danger of being taken away.
So these are historic security tags.
That's right.
Can we take one of the books off the shelf?
Here's the key. Would you like to try?
Of course I would.
Only the librarian would have access to the key and the authority to unlock any of the books.
I'll take 2 rings off and put one back.
These books were made well before the era of printing presses, so each one was painstakingly transcribed and bound by hand, making them highly prized and extremely valuable items. The one that Rosemary has unleashed from its chains is a law book, which is written in Latin.
This one dates from the early 14th century. The leather's worn away on the covers, so you can see the original oak boards.
Can I touch it?
You can open it.
Oh. I don't have to wear gloves. I'm surprised.
No, it's far better just to have clean hands because then you can really feel what you're handling.
Oh, wow.
The pages are made of animal skin, either sheep, goat or deer.
So the book's divided into sections, and at the start of each major section there's one of these beautiful medieval miniature paintings. And in this one in particular you can see a hunting scene, but in the bottom right hand of the picture there's this charming little rabbit looking out of its warren.
Have you ever thought about digitising the collection?
Well, we already have digitised the Mappa Mundi, and we hope to go on to digitise some of our other unique manuscripts, and hopefully it's a way of preserving them for another 1,000 years.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Thank you so much. It's been a fascinating day. I am not going to let this weather turning distract from what's been a really bright couple of days, with both Gareth and Stephen really loving 2 out of the 3 houses we showed them. But did the mystery house blow them away so much that house number 2 is no longer a contender? Let's go and grill Gareth. Well, lads, it's been quite a day. This morning, I was under the impression that you were pretty ready to put an offer into house 2, especially if the decision had only been yours.
Yeah.
Was that the right impression?
Well, if this was just a 2-house adventure, then definitely I would have put an offer in on the second house.
But it's a 3-horse race.
It's a 3-horse race, and today you completely swung me. I fell in love with it almost straight away.
Is house 2 even a contender anymore?
It's a backup plan, I think, more than anything. But, you know, it's still a lovely house.
Did it surprise you, Gareth, how much you were willing to compromise on the list of things that you said were an absolute no-no?
Some of the no-nos, they weren't that bad. There were beams there, but they weren't obtrusive beams. They were just part of the look of the house and the character, so...
One of the things that really struck me about the Mystery House, Sophia loves animals. You could have horses, chickens, goats, all sorts of small animals within that property, and I think that will really appeal to Sophia.
What happens now? Will you go to see both houses?
I think the first thing I'll do is maybe take Sophia and go and see the house, the Mystery House. And if she likes that as much as I did, then we'll see whether or not we can negotiate something to more within my budget. I mean,
It's a lovely property.
Yeah, it just makes you smile looking at it.
Well, I cannot wait to hear what happens. So you must
Yeah,
let us know.
We'll let you know straight away.
I want to know as well.
Yeah. Well, Gareth sounds like he is totally in love with our mystery house. It's funny how you think you absolutely can't compromise on certain things, but if the right home comes along, all of that goes out of the window. Gareth came here looking for somewhere to start his married life away from the urban jungle, and it looks like we've found his dream country home. I just hope his fiancée Sophia shares his passion for the property, because if she does, I think we've secured a sale. See you next time on Escape to the Country.
If you'd like to escape to the country in Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland, England, or perhaps even further afield to the continent and would like our help, please apply online at bbc.co.uk/Be On A Show.